Hi, welcome to the Small Shed. I've always thought that I'm quite lucky, and I don't mean fortunate, and I don't mean that in many cases I haven't probably made my own luck by planning for things and eventualities that you can react to a situation and it turns out well, people think it's luck, but it's probably more about planning than anything else. But what I'm talking about here is pure blind luck, meeting the right people in the right time at the right place and circumstances coming together that mean things work for you. And I was clearing out a drawer in the workroom I've got in the house and found my grandfather's World War I medals at the back of the drawer. And I decided, after thinking about it a bit, it was probably there that the luck had started for me. My maternal grandfather fought in the 1418 war. He got these medals as a result of basically turning up. They gave you there's the British War Medal and the Victory Medal, that everybody who participated got those medals. The ones that were there from the very start, 1914-15, got a star as well that was a separate medal, but he turned up late, so he didn't get that one. And when you think about the statistics of that war, 750,000 people from the UK, soldiers, died in that war. 2 million were injured, 250,000 got limbs either removed or partially removed. There were 6 million UK soldiers in that conflict, and half of them were either killed or injured, and yet my grandfather came back without a scratch. Now, 20 years on, it all started again, because we never learn from these things, and in that conflict there were 380,000 UK soldiers killed and 370,000 injured. The Americans, who it may be joked that they came in late, but they lost more lives and more injuries than we did, so it wasn't just us. 60 million people died overall. And it was that conflict that was about the time that my father was around. Now, he had again, purely by random chance, chosen an occupation for his career that was putting him in a reserved occupation, so he wasn't even called up to fight. And I came to the conclusion that probably my maternal grandfather's genes and my father's genes have conspired to put me in a position where that luck is in the DNA more than anything else. So I thought I'd put a little bit of a nod to my grandfather, my father, and indeed to remember anybody else that's suffered as a result of these wars. So I thought it would be nice to put those medals up on the wall in the shed, rather than have them mouldering away in a drawer at the back of the workroom. And it would be a little bit of a reminder to me of my grandfather, my father, and the luck that they brought me, and to all those that haven't been so fortunate over the years as a result of conflict. So I'd already got a bit of timber from a recycling centre a couple of weeks ago that had got some machining done on it that I thought might make into a frame, and really this is how I've done that build. Our local wood recycling place the other day, I came across these, which I think are frame stretchers or something, I don't know. It looks like they've been used as some sort of framing material. But I decided that would probably be a good basis for making a picture frame. Most of the work's done. Well, that's the basic frame. Just about fits nicely for what I've got. Makes it work okay. I'll go in there okay. I'm going to glue that up now, and then I'm going to router out to get the glass in and the backing board from behind. Just going to use a satin finished varnish. Tried a couple of stains on the other pieces I've got left, and I tried a Danish oil, but it didn't seem to do a lot, so I'll just stick with a varnish satin. There's not a lot of interest in the wood itself. There's no great grain patterns or anything to work with, but I just want something reasonably hard wearing that'll take low maintenance and frame it up nicely, because it's not the main event. So the frame's now had 2 coats of clear varnish. I knocked it back then with some 600 grit and put some beeswax on it. That's now a nice finish on the frame. I've got some perspex now that just needs to be cut, or clear acrylic 1.8mm. I'll just cut that down and I'm pretty much there then, I think. That's pretty much it now. I've given the medals a clean. I've secured the glass with a bit of hot glue. I'm just going to drill a small hole to take a screw head. So I can just put a screw in the wall and then push it over the head, keeping off the glass, well, acrylic anyway. And then all I need to do is mount that into the back and put the backing plate on, and it's done. Well, I hope that was at least thought-provoking, if not so much interesting. But it leaves me with a constant reminder now that I've got on the wall that how lucky I am, thanks to my grandfather, how unlucky an awful lot of other people weren't. And it's also a little nod to my dad as well, who sadly passed away on the 11th of November 24 years ago. So this is really for them, and I hope it was of interest.